it's Megan from Renewing All Things, and today we are talking about a woman's monthly cycle. And this is actually way more interesting and exciting and powerful than I think we've ever been taught before. At least I had never been taught before. And it actually can be super powerful and life-changing once we kind of understand the 4 different cycles our body goes through every single month. So there's 4 different cycles, and in each one of those cycles, our brain chemistry is different, meaning we have the ability to think differently. Our energy is different. Our nutrition needs are different. And if we can kind of structure our lives around that based on which week we're in, it's amazing what happens when you start to work with your body instead of against it. So I'll really quickly just go through the 4 phases, okay? So phase 1 starts the day after you end your period, and that's called the follicular phase. And in the follicular phase, this is when our energy starts to come back up. We're actually more creative. So if you have any creative ideas or projects to work on, this is an excellent time to do that. We're starting to get more energy back, so you can do more high intensity training, weight training kind of exercises. And in this cycle, this is really, really good to eat more, lots and lots of vegetables and raw foods and fermented vegetables. Okay, and then phase 2 is your ovulatory phase. And this is basically an amazing phase. You feel your best, you tend to look your best, you have the most energy, and you're just creative, and this is when you're the most social. So in this week, really take advantage of going out, meeting with people, having meetings, just your communication skills actually in your brain are better. So take advantage of this week to go out and make things happen. And also exercise hard, because you're going to have a lot of energy that you're just going to, your body's going to want to burn off. Just get out. And so this is a really, really good week to, again, start eating the fermented food and the cruciferous foods, which I'll talk about that next. So the next phase, phase 3, is called your luteal phase. And in this phase, your energy is just winding down a little bit, but your nutrition needs are very, very important during this time, the week before your menstrual cycle, because you can help prevent things by eating certain things to prevent PMS. Okay, so during this week, if we can bump up our cruciferous vegetables like kale and cauliflower and Brussels sprouts and broccoli sprouts, and fermented foods, these 2 things help with something called excess estrogen. So what they do is they bind to excess estrogen in the body and help detoxify it through the liver and through our bowels. And PMS is caused by an excess buildup of estrogen. So eating those kind of things during your luteal phase is such a good way to help PMS syndrome, especially if you take B vitamins and magnesium at this time also. Huge lifesaver for the next week coming. Okay, and then our next week, the final phase is our period. It's our menstruation week. And this phase is when our hormones are at our lowest. So we're probably going to have the lowest energy, which is actually a great thing, because this is the only time during the month that our right and our left hemispheres of our brain have more connections to each other. So what that means is we're able to kind of see the big picture of things and evaluate things more. So during your menstrual phase, if you can just kind of look back at the last month, evaluate it, see what is working, see what's not, and kind of come up with like plans and goals for the next month, it's an amazing time to do that, because it just, your connection to those things and to life and to God is actually stronger during that time, which is actually pretty amazing. And so if this is the time where you can just do kind of more gentle restorative exercises, and really kind of eat nourishing foods that are rich in minerals to kind of help any kind of PMS syndromes like magnesium. So you can do a lot of like soups, like comforting foods, like soups with tons of vegetables in them. And once you kind of start going with this cycle more, it's amazing what happens to kind of your life at the beginning of during your menstruation cycle. You can kind of evaluate things, plan the next month, and then through your follicular and ovulatory phase, kind of execute those things, and then your luteal and menstrual phase, just kind of like evaluate and steer directions. So every month is amazing, just kind of the things that can change, the things you can find out, and just being really connected to see where your body is during that time is amazing. Because at the first half of the month, you'll kind of want to be more outgoing and do creative things. The second half of the month, you'll kind of want to do more administrative things and chores and bills. And so kind of taking advantage of where your brain chemistry is at during those times of the month is amazing. In this blog post, I kind of give you an easy layout of what all this is, from what to eat, to how to exercise, to where your brain is in every week of the month. And so I hope you enjoy this and take advantage of that. And let me know if you found this for you, and if you've kind of found your own cycle of how you think differently throughout the month. And I will talk to you soon.